What's going on, guys? Today we have our week 2 lower B workout. So for the exercise today we're going to go over is going to be the Barbell Romanian Deadlift. So I normally, when I do this exercise, I actually set up out of a rack. However, so I could give you guys a better video to show you guys different angles and kind of the different cues I'm going to talk about, I went outside and did it off the floor. If you guys want to see how to set up out of the rack, I will go ahead and link a video I've done previously about how to do this exercise starting from a rack. Essentially, if you're doing it off the floor, all you'll do is deadlift the weight off the floor like you would a conventional deadlift. Your feet should be about shoulder width apart, and I guess I should back up a hair in that during the deadlift, and this will be a cue I'll go over when we get to the deadlift, is before you pull the bar off the floor, we'll do it for this exercise as well, is just make sure to rotate your arms, rotate your shoulders into the bar. So think about trying to bend the bar in half. All this does is it just creates more stability in our shoulders and our upper back. So once we get the bar deadlifted off the floor, our feet about shoulder width apart, toes can be angled straight ahead or just out slightly. Our arms, our hands are rotated into the bar. You'll do a slight bend in your knees to create some slack in your hamstrings, and then you will just think about driving your hips backwards. So, when I do this, I like to think about almost like there's a rope attached to me and it's almost pulling me back into position. So you'll lower the bar straight down, keeping your head and neck and spine neutral the whole time, and just continue to drive your hips and your glutes backwards until they're fully stretched. So, once you reach this fully stretched position, and you can't push them back any further, that's essentially as low as you want to go. Even if you can go lower while still keeping a straight back, and this is something I constantly struggle with myself as well, it's not necessary, because once your glutes are fully stretched, if you just continue to go lower, what's going to end up happening is you're going to shift more of that tension and load more onto your lower back. And again, we're trying to focus on our glutes and hamstrings with this exercise. So just lower it down until your glutes and hamstrings are fully stretched. Once you get to the bottom, just pause briefly to kind of take out the momentum, and then think about driving your hips towards the bar. So rather than thinking about just pulling the bar up, just to get back to the beginning, actually think about staying tight, continuing to keep your abs engaged, keeping your glutes squeezed, your arms rotated into the bar, and then initially from the bottom, after you've paused for maybe half of a second to a second just to take that momentum out, the very first movement that should happen is you're literally thinking about just driving your hips into the bar. And then once you reach the original starting position, with your hips against the bar, just squeezing the life out of your glutes. And then maybe if you want to pause for just a second and then lower the weight, lower the bar back down. Again, with this exercise, the main thing we want to focus on is just keeping that head, neck, and spine in a safe, neutral position the whole time. So not letting it flex over at the bottom and not hyperextending at the top. And then again, once you reach the bottom, just really think about driving your hips towards the floor so we can engage more of our glutes and hamstrings versus our back. Like I said, once you reach the top, just squeeze the life out of your glutes. Have a great workout today. If you guys have any questions, as always, feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. And I will see you guys tomorrow for our shoulders and upper traps workout.